So I'm sure a lot, if not most people watching this have heard of cuckoo birds. So cuckoo birds are famous for laying their eggs in the nest of other birds and then leaving to go get milk, and to be raised by the parents of the other species, often to the detriment of their own offspring. But did you know that there are also bees that do that? So cuckoo bees, as they're referred to, it's actually a bunch of different bee species that do this that are all kind of collectively called cuckoo bees, just for the similarities in behavior, but they are basically nest parasites, just like the cuckoo bird. So like I said, cuckoo bees refer to many different species of bees that just all exhibit the same behavior, but basically what this is the female bee has her eggs, she goes and lays them in a nest of another species. So basically, the female cuckoo bee goes and finds a nest of another bee, typically a social or nest-building bee, lays her eggs there, and depending on the species, she will either kill and eat the larva of the species that built the nest, or leave them so that when her eggs hatch, they will kill and eat the larva of the host. Now, when the larvae hatch, there's a couple different things that can happen depending on the species. So some species very closely mimic the host species, so they look and act and smell like just very similar enough that the host bees don't know that there's imposters among them, so they take care of the bees themselves, like the invasive, well, not invasive. I mean, they're not invasive, but they're invasive to that specific hive. The invaders, the imposters, whatever, they're taken care of just like their own because they look and act relatively the same. Another thing that can happen is basically a coup, where the parasitic larva bees grow up and then they kill and replace the host queen with one of their own. So basically they just overthrow the monarchy of the host bee nest. Once the bees are fully grown, they go off, do their bee things, rinse and repeat, lay their own eggs in another species host nest to continue the cycle. And yeah, it's very interesting that this has evolved seemingly convergently in, well, not seemingly, definitely convergently in two very different species, the cuckoo birds and the cuckoo bees.